Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Just finished watching Agents of S.h.i.e.l.d. It's going to be a late one. This is actually a pretty quick episode because they actually had this thing in here that they don't always have too much of, and that is action. There were two really good fight scenes in this. Getting into that. We're in Miami and Yo-Yo's chilling out with a pre-bridal shower thing, whatever. They're talking about it. Anyway, all of a sudden there's a blackout. Like, dude, what's going on? And it's the whole city. And then a helicopter falls out of the sky. Clearly an EMP. Later on, they acknowledge that, yes, it's actually several EMPs in multiple cities. Okay, so the crime lord from the episode, I think first episode of S.h.i.e.l.d., he dies. He actually just flatlines. The ghost touched him. He's gone. So they're suggesting that Agent May doesn't have too long to live. They ship her out to Washington, D.C., where the cyber electronics guy is, the guy who has Ada, the LMD, and they try and help her out there. Eventually, they figure out that they need to kill her so that her brain can actually shut off because the fear, the fight, flight, and freeze mechanism in her brain is going off on overtime. So if she dies, it'll go away, and then they can bring her back. The problem is, just as they go to hit her with the paddles to resuscitate her, EMP. Yeah, so they keep trying to resuscitate her manually, not working. The cybernetics doctor goes and takes Ada's heart, essentially, the green glowing thing, and is able to resuscitate her that way. Cute moment. I hope that Ada's going to be okay, honestly. Like, that's not cool. She better be okay. But Agent May's back. She's her same grumpy, grouchy self, as Coulson comments. We're going to switch over to the Ghost Rider because, sorry guys, this is my absolute favorite part of S.h.i.e.l.d. right now. Ghost Rider actually starts talking about his uncle Elias. Now, we're indicated that he's actually responsible himself. Robbie Reyes is responsible for selling his soul to the actual devil. So that would make this a full, true Ghost Rider if that's the case. And Uncle Elias is apparently still alive in prison. So, yeah, weird, really weird. Elias was actually supposed to be the demon that possesses him. Anyway, whatever. Hey, I'm glad they're tripping it up, or they're switching it up a little bit. But while they're out there talking, they're at a gas station filling up, and all of a sudden, blackout. So there's already one in Miami, there's one in London, and now there's one in LA also. So Robbie is really worried now about Gabe because bad part of neighborhood. So they shoot over there really quick, and they got to put some beatings on some gang members. And quick side note, turns out that it was gang members who were responsible for Gabe being paralyzed. In the actual comics, a little different. It was Elias pushing Gabe's mother down the stairs while she's pregnant with him. Is what it is. Here, Elias is apparently innocent. That's tripping me out. Anyway, so they save Gabe from potentially being robbed and beaten up, and this is the best fight scene in the entire episode. In fact, combined several episodes, this is still a really good fight scene. Just knock down, drag out, bare knuckle, just the way I like it. So they bring Gabe back home, and Robbie goes out to try and get some meds because Daisy, her left arm, actually wound up snapping at this point. So he leaves to go and get those drugs. Gabe starts giving the talking. Now, mind you, he's mentally deficient in the comics. Here, oh no, he'll do your taxes and turn you out a profit. So he's giving the Black Widow treatment to Daisy and finally acknowledges that he knows that she's Quake and says, I just want you to leave. I don't think that you're good people, and that means that you're bad for my brother, so just go, and I won't tell anybody your secret. And so she goes. And then he lies to his brother later on and says, oh yeah, I fell asleep, I woke up and she was gone, go figure. So with all this crazy stuff going on, the watchdogs are lying and saying that it's the Inhumans that are causing all the blackouts. 7 cities at this point that are all blacked out, and they're getting that lie going. Meanwhile, it's them doing the blackout. Then they go to the certain areas where they know that there are Inhumans. Somehow their recon tips them off that there are Inhumans around, and they take them and they kill them, like execute them fully. They're not cool to anybody. They're not taking any chances. They're going to execute a regular old human who was doing sleight of hand just on the off chance. Well, Fitz winds up figuring out a way to figure out where the EMPs are coming from. So Fitz, Mac, and Coulson catch up with Yo-Yo, beat up the people there, the bad guys, and then go to find where the EMP is in that city, and they stop them there. Also, in some downtime, Mac confronts Yo-Yo and tells her that he knows that she's been feeding information from him directly to Daisy, and it's not cool because between them, they shouldn't have something like that. Cool little love scene here, she says, and what is there between you and me? Wow. Oof. Dude, man, you're about to be friend zoned if you don't move in. I'm just saying. The signs are there. So they're able to save the day. 17 Inhumans were killed throughout the entire operation all across the globe. It could have been worse, I guess. I don't know. What do you say to something like that, right? But now Jeffrey Mace, the new guy in charge of S.h.i.e.L.D., by the way, he's the Patriot from the earlier Captain America comics, and he acknowledges publicly that S.h.i.e.L.D. is back. He's got some good news to report. We were able to beat up the bad guys and we saved the day. The Inhumans were not guilty of this. It was a paramilitary terrorist organization called the Watchdogs and all that good stuff. Maybe it'll work in his favor. Maybe not. Only time will tell. But S.h.i.e.L.D. is now officially back on the map. And this is great because this is what's going to put the show back in line, essentially, with the movies. At this point, it's really hard for them in the movies to not acknowledge, at least, that, hey, S.h.i.e.L.D.'s back. I mean, Captain America has got to say something about this. When the next Captain America movie is going to be, I don't know. But, yeah, it's really got to be acknowledged in the movies at this point. Maybe not Doctor Strange, probably not Black Panther. Those are the next ones coming out, right? So there's plenty of time to divert around it. But once one of the actual, like an Iron Man or something like that, maybe even Captain Marvel, whenever one of these show up, they've got to acknowledge that S.h.i.e.L.D. is back now. So let's see what happens. Lastly, Senator Nadir. She's just some girl who apparently hates Inhumans, and she has connections, ties. Maybe she's the leader of the Watchdogs. Not sure. Whatever. Her brother, it's got to be her brother, is apparently going through the Terrigenesis. At least that's what I assume is going on. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, she's going to turn out to be a major baddie because she's a senator now and she sees that S.h.i.e.L.D. came back and they are the ones who turned the tide and showed that, hey, it wasn't actually Inhumans, it was humans who caused this and lied and tried to frame them. So this could be a potentially big deal. Powerful people, that's much more dangerous than just some big brute running around smashing things. So, guys, till next week, Comic Book University, Professor Bill, class, get out of here.